Welcome back to Inside the Heat. Tyler Johnson spent his 4 years at Fresno State really working on improving his game, and by the time he was finished with his senior year, he was ranked 16th on Fresno State's all-time scoring list and was named to the All-Mountain West second team. Now, he was not selected in the 2014 NBA draft, but that did not deter him from his NBA dreams. He seized an opportunity to play with the Miami Heat in the 2014 NBA Summer League, and while this was a step in the right direction, Johnson knew that the real work was just beginning.
Tyler Johnson, big game hunting.
The Summer League, it's competitive and it's cutthroat because you don't want to blend in NBA Summer League. You want to stand out, and you did. But Chet Kammerer, who does a great job of scouting for the Heat, he saw you at Fresno State. He told Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra about you. What were your earliest recollections of meeting those three gentlemen?
I got to meet all those guys, and I was kind of starstruck. I think I had my worst game when I saw all of them in the stands just because I wanted to play so well and do so well. My thing was I wasn't going to try and do too much. I was going to take open shots when they came to me, and I was going to play as hard as I could.
And Tyler Johnson wins it on a lob at the buzzer. That bucket counts.
You know, fortunately enough for me, that's what the Heat culture is all about, is you know, it's not who can score the most points, it's who can contribute and play their role to help the team win.
So Summer League winds up, and you have an opportunity to maybe go over to Spain and play professional basketball over there. And it was during that time you're mulling that over, the Heat offer you a contract to come to training camp. Tell us about that very important moment, and how easy was that decision for you?
Probably like 20 minutes after I had told my family we were going to Spain, and I kind of accepted it, we got a call back from the Heat saying that you know, they were bringing me to training camp for a partial guarantee. Man, it was chaos in the house. I mean, I remember everybody running through, in and out the house, the backyard, just excited for what we had done.
How did you approach that first Miami Heat training camp, and what do you remember most about it?
I remember being on a team full of guys, you know, who played for championships, and I didn't ever want them to look at me and be like, yo, why do we bring him in there? You know, why is he even here? So I knew that I still had a lot to learn in the NBA game. I mean, I still admit I got a lot to learn, but I think my biggest thing was I knew I was going to go in there and just play hard.
On your journey to the NBA, first stop, the D-League, Sioux Falls and the Skyforce.
I had a great time in the D-League. I think it was an opportunity for me to grow, for me to actually get NBA reps in an NBA system.
Johnson, oh, nice finish.
How cutthroat was it to try to make that next step from the D-League?
Oh, it's big time. You know, you get a lot of people there who, in their mind, they're one step away from their dream, which is the NBA. I think it's a lot like how the Summer League is. Guys are going to play as hard as they can, night in and night out. And, you know, anytime they sent an NBA player down to play in the D-League, we'd all be revved up and ready to play and go at that guy just to show that we belonged in the NBA as well.
Tyler Johnson, three ball on the way, swish, he puts it in.
15 starts that year with the Sioux Falls Skyforce. You're scoring about 18.5 points a game, close to 5 rebounds and 5 assists. It's going along very well. And then all of a sudden, in January of 2015, that call comes from the Heat, and you were Miami bound.
It was a little bit surreal. You know, unfortunately, I didn't get to play a whole bunch on my first 10-day, and they sent me back down for, I think it was 2 games. And then D-Wade actually got injured.
The team is expected to sign Tyler Johnson back from the D-League, another 10-day contract.
And I was like, oh, you know, I don't know if I'm going to play, just like maybe the last one.
Tyler Johnson hits the runner.
No, it was like I remember the first quarter of the Dallas game, but I don't think I looked back since.
January 14th, 2015.
Fresno, California's Tyler Johnson making his NBA debut very near his hometown.
Heat, Warriors in Oakland against Golden State, and you're in the game. You get your first free throw. Ashley was there. Family members were there. What was the moment like?
I really enjoyed it. You know, I don't really tend to reminisce about the past a whole lot, but the fact that my first NBA points were in front of hundreds of friends and family, that was a great experience for me.
Tyler, in the 2015-2016 season, Mario Chalmers moves on. He gets traded. How'd you take that? What was that transition like at this level?
It was a little bit of an adjustment, for sure. But I think for me, I feel like if you throw me out there, I'm going to try and excel no matter what the circumstances are.
Johnson pulls up and makes it. He has become an impact player off the Heat bench.
He's earned his minutes. Part of the reason why Chalmers was traded.
He's already playing with a lot of confidence. I think, it's going to be his time to shine right now.
That first season cut short by a shoulder injury, yet you were able to physically and mentally battle your way back to be ready for the playoffs.
Tyler Johnson to the rim, layup, and got it to go. Welcome back, Tyler.
Yeah, I think the biggest part of that whole process was the mental aspect of it. Sitting out that many games and feeling like you can't be there for your teammates the way you envision yourself being there for them.
Johnson got a bucket, hits a three. The bench going crazy for Tyler Johnson, who's worked so hard to get back.
I think that was the biggest thing that I had to overcome. I think physically I was able to get myself back ready to play.
Free agency has begun. The Heat's first free agency move, get first dibs on Tyler Johnson.
Tell us about the whirlwind summer and how you almost felt like you wouldn't be sitting here wearing a Heat uniform this year.
Yeah, I think I didn't know what to expect going into free agency. I had to really come to terms with the fact that there was a real possibility that I didn't come back to Miami.
But Johnson would come back, and his return would complete the final piece to a core four, a young core that includes Josh Richardson, Justice Winslow, and Hassan Whiteside.
If you want to, we can debate it. Give me four guys their age in the league, and let's play a 4-on-4 game, and I think we'd have a pretty competitive four.
Johnson reaching back, drawing the foul, and finishing.
And that was a terrific drive.
It's a really good group of guys that you're playing with here in Miami this year as the new era unfolds. What are your thoughts and expectations for the season at hand and what's ahead?
I mean, I think we're going to go as far as our chemistry takes us.
Tyler Johnson. Oh, he got Whiteside for the dunk. Tony, it's a brand new team for Miami, but the chemistry is unmistakable.
There's a good mix of people, but the one thing that is common amongst all of us is that everybody seems like they're hungry. There's a lot of guys with a chip on their shoulder who are eager to prove that they're legitimate pros in this league.
Tyler smashing it down and drawing the foul. Your third year in the league with Miami and an amazing opportunity in front of you. You're off to a great start. What do you see ahead for yourself for this year and moving forward as an NBA player in Miami?
I think the biggest thing for me personally is trying to figure out a way to really put a stamp on this team and this organization because they've put a lot of time, effort, and they've really invested in me as a player. So I want to show that same respect and really take my game to another level, obviously on the court, but also my maturity as far as getting other people in a position to help us win basketball games.
We don't care if he was drafted. We don't care where he came from. He had qualities of toughness, competitiveness, work ethic that we like in a Miami Heat player. And ever since then, he's made us watch him, he's made us play him, he's made us sign him, he's made us love him.
To be undrafted, to be in the D-League and work his tail off to get to the NBA and to not be satisfied with that, but to keep working, to keep pushing the limits. And for him, it all paid off.
He's such a unique player, with his energy and his athleticism. He can bring a lot to this team. When you're on the court with him and you see how he's battling through screens or how he's running so hard, it's awesome to see him back here, and he's going to do some great things.
I'm really happy for Tyler. He's going to come out every night and compete and attack the rim, attack the basket, make plays, defend. Tyler just brings a lot of energy.
Tyler Johnson flies through the air with a left-hand jam.
At the end of the day, for me, I want to be on the court. I want to be out there to try and help the team win.
From being undrafted and overlooked by the NBA to being one of the core 4 players on this year's Heat roster, Tyler Johnson is a real-life example of where hard work, determination, and athletic ability can take you. He's a fearless and relentless competitor, a perfect fit in the Heat culture, and a player who contributes consistently on both ends of the court. His story of persistence and perseverance serves as an inspiration. And as Tyler continues his climb, Heat Nation is enjoying the journey with him. Thank you for watching this edition of Inside the Heat. I'm Eric Reed.